Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Matt with Tech Horizon, and today we're doing a quick review on a nice little wireless mini keyboard. Now, this is not any ordinary mini keyboard. This actually packs in some features that are really nice. So let's take a look, unbox it, and find out what's inside. Alright, so let's take off this wrapper here that's on the box. Now, I was actually supposed to receive a tripod today, so I can do my videos a lot easier and with one hand, but unfortunately that is missing a component, so we'll have to wait on that. But I am trying to improve the quality of the videos. Unfortunately for now, when I'm doing some of these reviews, I'm going to have to use my hand to hold the camera, so bear with me. Alright, so let's take a look here. So the box itself is pretty neat. It seems to be high quality. And that's the back of the box. So this is actually compatible with TV boxes, tablets, your Xbox, PC, your phone, projectors, pretty much almost any device that has a USB port. So, laptops, anything like that. And as you can see here, it has a nice ergonomic design, 76 keys. It's actually capable of reaching up to 25 meters, adjustable DPI, 2 game buttons on the top, built-in battery, which is really nice. It has intelligent sleep instantly wake up mode. So basically when you leave the keyboard on, it'll automatically shut off. And when you press a key on the keyboard, it'll automatically wake up. And as you can see from the box, it looks really thin and seems to fit really nice in the hand. So now let's actually take a look and see if that holds true. So bear with me again. Alright, so in the box you have a micro USB cable and the mini wireless T16 keyboard. As you can see here, that's the touchpad, so you can use it as a mouse. And those are all the keys right there, up and down, left and right, you name it. And also inside you have the user manual, so it basically goes over some of the important notices or important warnings and whatnot you should know about the keyboard. So obviously you don't want to use this on an airplane. It can actually disturb with the electronic devices in the airplane. So other than that, there's other safety issues that you want to make sure you go over when you buy this keyboard. I generally don't go over a lot of this information, but it's usually very good to go through it really quickly and make sure that, the way you're using it is safe. So, as you can see here, it works with your TV, Xbox, Android TV box, mobile phones, and tablets and PCs. So pretty much anything that has a USB interface, this should actually work with as long as the operating system, cooperates. So now we just have to unbag the keyboard itself. So bear with me for just a moment. Let's take this out. All right. So my first initial impression, the plastic and the gamepad features up top, you can see the L and the R. Overall, it seems pretty sturdy. You can see here on the back, it has these nice little, patterned grips. So when you're holding the keyboard, your hands, don't sweat a lot. So that's actually good to see in a lot of products that you have in your hand. You want to see like a different type of pattern from where your hand sits. Looks like right here we have the battery door. As you can see there, that's the rechargeable battery. And this is actually the guy you're going to need to sync this up with your device. So this is a USB port or a receiver. So you hook this into your computer or whatever device you plan on using this keyboard with, and magically this will work. So that's actually nice and neat. I like how that's compacted into the little battery door compartment, so that's neat. So you won't easily lose it, and there's no screws involved. So as you can see here, you have the QWERTY keyboard, QWERTY, you name it. So the escape key, volume up, volume down, track forward, track back, play, pause, up, down, left, right, okay. This is your mouse interface. And this looks like it's a zoom up and zoom down feature, or a slider. You have a nice little magnifying glass so you can zoom in and out. That looks like an Internet Explorer or a browser quick key. Looks like you have a home key, so if you're using this on like an Android TV box, which I actually own one, when you hit the home key it should bring you home, so we'll test it out later. Now overall, the build quality seems really well. I haven't actually had a chance to buy one of these wireless keyboards. I've always planned on buying one just for the convenience, but I actually never had a chance to. But thankfully, I got mine today, and we'll finally be able to use one and see how good it is to use. Now, as far as I know, this does work with the Xbox. So if you are a gamer on the Xbox platform, all you have to do is plug in that USB I showed you earlier, and then you can actually do quick chats with other friends and whatnot. So instead of using the annoying controller interface, up, down, to press each key, all you have to do is plug this guy in and type in the message you'd like to send out to your friends. So let's turn this puppy on and let's see what happens. Alright, so as you can see, I have the wireless keyboard hooked up to my computer. Now this acts as the mouse, and the L button can actually act as the click for the mouse. Now I actually wish there was a little clickable button inside the touchpad, so when you click it, it'll select or a click, it'll imitate as a click on a mouse. So that's something I'd like to see in a revision. But for now, you actually use the L button to select links and whatnot on your screen. It's still pretty convenient. You can still reach it within one hand. As you can see here, I'm shooting the video and I'm able to reach it, so it's really, really convenient. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at how the keyboard functions. So let's search Tech Horizon. Now we actually don't have a website. I'm just searching this for results and see what happens. Alright, so one thing that I do like about the touchpad is when you scroll up and down, right there in that little pattern, it actually scrolls the page up and down, so that's pretty neat. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied so far. This actually lowers the volume of your computer, and a lot of the keys function really well. So if you hit the internet key, as I mentioned earlier, it'll open up your default browser. If you hit the home key, it'll bring up your home PC right there, as you see. If you hit search, it'll bring up Microsoft Search from Windows. So it actually functions really well. I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's really easy to hold in the hands, and as I mentioned earlier, the touchpad functions really well. It's nice and easy to use. So let's test this out on the Xbox One upstairs, and let's see what happens. Alright, so as you can see there, I have the USB adapter hooked up to the Xbox One X console, and here's the keyboard. The mouse does not function whatsoever. The Xbox One consoles, including the One X, One S, do not feature mouse support or keyboard and mouse support as of yet, but the wireless keyboard functionality works great. As you can see here, I'm typing in letters, random gibberish, and it is functioning just fine. So let's delete that. So all you have to do is hit the delete key. Let's search Halo. So as you can see there, it functions just like a normal keyboard would. My only gripe is the volume up and down keys. I wish they would function as the D-pad, but the right side functions as the D-pad. So if you're holding this with two hands, it'll be a lot easier. Right now I'm holding my camera on my right hand and the keyboard on the left hand, so I would like that to be reversed. So if they can reverse the D-pad to this side and maybe set the volume aside to the right side, a future revision would be pretty nice in that regard. But as for the other buttons on the wireless keyboard, they don't seem to do anything. If you hit the home key, it doesn't do anything. Internet key doesn't do anything. Search key. The only thing that seems to be working fine is the keyboard itself, as you can see here. And the up and down works pretty good as well. So that's how it functions on the Xbox One X and the Xbox One consoles overall. So as I mentioned, the keys on the keyboard work perfectly fine. This D-pad right here, up, down, left, right, OK, works fine. And that's pretty much the support you're going to get at the moment from the Xbox One X console and Xbox One platform overall. So let's take a look at how it functions on the Android TV device. Alright, so I now have the wireless keyboard hooked up to my Android TV box, as you can see here. So the mouse functions perfectly fine. For the click of the mouse, you have to use the L button like we did on the PC. Volume up key works perfectly fine. You can change volume up and down. You can change the track if there was a track on there. And as you can see here, when you hit the search key, it brings up the search keyboard. We don't actually use the touch keyboard. We can use this keyboard here. So as you can see here, that all the keys seem to work perfectly fine. Now the home key on the keyboard for some reason does not bring me home. That could be due to the launcher that I'm using for my Android TV box, so I'm not going to fault the keyboard itself. It did work perfectly fine on Windows PC. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied with this keyboard. I do plan on using it going forward, probably for my Android TV just to make it more convenient. Now, as I mentioned, the keyboard does automatically go to sleep, so you don't have to worry about hitting that toggle and on and off switch all the time. Now, let me see if it will function with the game. I do have an emulator here I can show you real quick. Now, I probably would not use this for gaming. My problem with this keyboard is that the D-pad is on the top right corner, and that's, you do have the L and R buttons, but, that's not really, if you're a gamer, you know that it's not going to work perfectly. At this point, I'm probably going to have to use, when I'm hitting these keys, it does detect the keyboard. Now, it will work, but you're probably going to have to map some of these keys. You should be able to map the volume keys and the L and R button, but I'm not too sure how that's going to work. But if you're going to game with this keyboard, I would suggest programming all the keys and using it in an app you'd like to use it with. I'm basically going to use this for YouTube searching, Chrome searching, typing in passwords and whatnot, and navigating through the menu. So let's take a look back at the hardware again and do a quick overall review. Alright, so you've seen me use this keyboard on my Microsoft Windows 10 machine. It does function with any Windows computer above Windows 2000. I really hope you are not on Windows 2000, as that is pretty much dead at this point. It's been dead for a long time, so let's keep it that way. But it's good to know that it does function with a lot of Windows machines within the last 18 years or so. Now, it does also function with the Android platform, Android TV, Android tablets, Android phones. As long as you can hook in the USB dongle, it will work with that platform. And it does work with the Xbox One consoles, as you saw earlier in my video. The Xbox I have in my video that I've shown you is my Xbox One X Project Scorpio edition. Take a look at my playlist for more of that. But overall, there's three main issues with this keyboard. My problem with it is the D-pad location. Now, they kind of tout this keyboard as a gaming slash mini keyboard, but it's not really good for gaming in my opinion. I've been gaming for over 30 years, so basically what I'm saying is that you need to have your D-pad on the left side of the controller, keypad, whatever it is. You need to have that on the left-hand side no matter what. So that's one issue, that it's not a game breaker, but I'd like to see the manufacturer change that around. So you should flip this side with that side. Now, another issue is the touchpad. It works pretty well. I'd like it to be a little more space, have a little more space. So if you can add more to that space, as well as add a clicking functionality. As you saw in my video earlier, I was using the L trigger, or the L button above, to click. So that's kind of, it's not a big deal, but it'd be nice if you can click the actual touchpad itself. I do like that you can go up and down pages by scrolling up and down here, but please add a physical click to this portion of the keyboard. Now, my third issue is when you turn this keyboard off, and then you turn it back on, you see here that the backlight is no longer on. So you have to go back and hold the function key and press the up key and select the color again. So I'll demonstrate that one more time. As you can see here, off, then back on, and now my backlight is gone. So those three problems right there are the main issues I have with this keyboard, and it's not a big deal. It does work perfectly fine. But if the manufacturer can change those three problems, or three issues that I have, I think this keyboard would do really, really well. And at that point, I think it would be near perfect. Now, I'd like to see a nicer premium keyboard for sale. I do like the build quality for the price that you get. As I mentioned, or may have not have mentioned, this keyboard goes for $15.99 on Amazon. That's a really, really great price for what you get. This keyboard has the backlight keyboard, backlight keys, and it has that rechargeable battery. So not only are you saving money by not having to swap out batteries every once in a while, you're also getting the nice functionality of backlit capability, so that's pretty nice. So overall, I think this keyboard works really, really well. I am so glad to have it. I've been needing one for quite a while, and I've been looking at many of them, but I'm glad that Ambolove was actually able to send me one, so I do appreciate that, and I hope you like this review. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button so we can get more views and get this channel where it should be. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day.